Welcome all earthlings and other beings. My name is Lara and this is Zoller Tarot and Art. And today I'm going to be reading your cards, and I'm also going to be drawing an image that I received in meditation for this particular reading. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing great. What I was seeing was the sun basically, but it was an interesting design. It was a mosaic and it had some deeper meanings behind it, which I'll get into as we go through the reading. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and start the initial rough sketch just so you have an idea of it. And then I'm going to put that aside and we're going to do the initial spread. And after that, another video is going to pop over here so you can watch me mostly complete the drawing while we read. And then at the very end of the video, you're going to see the finished and colorized piece. So it's a good process. What I was seeing was, I kept seeing this like abstract, almost like mosaic of the sun. When I say mosaic, it was like, not only were there tendrils coming off that represent energy, right? But also I was seeing like pixels, like almost like pixels of what I could only describe as like moving energy. So in this case, like the sun would represent like enlightenment or receiving downloads. So throughout, this is going to be a very textured, stylized piece, but I kept seeing like everything in blocks coming through to make this great swirling ball of energy. And you know, the sun, it depends on what culture you're talking about, can represent multiple things, but like what kept coming through really strong for this particular drawing and reading was Ra. So Ra is the sun god or goddess, and it's usually associated with like Hathor, Sekhmet, which are the same goddess but flip sides, and like Bastet, who is the feline goddess as well as Sekhmet. So yeah, and Atum, and there's several names associated with Ra through the Egyptian culture. But then also what was coming through was the Greek culture with Apollo, and Apollo is a protector. Apollo, the sun god, raced across the sky in his chariot, being pulled by horses, right? But he's supposed to be the most beautiful god of the Greek pantheon. So, but there are lots of pantheons from different cultures. The sun is obviously, you know, it brings life to our planet, and if you go out into the sun, you can get your vitamin D and all of that, and it helps you, you know, feel more revived. And there were a couple songs that were coming through for this, and one of them was called, it was Golden. It was called Living My Life Like It's Golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden. And that's by Jill Scott. That's been blasting through my head. And the other song that's been coming through is the one by Sheryl Crow called Soak Up the Sun. You might want to look up those lyrics. They're pretty nice. And she says, I'm going to soak up the sun. I'm going to tell everyone to lighten up. I'm going to tell them that I've got no one to blame. For every time I feel lame, I'm looking up. So it might be too that, you know, there's a need to lighten up, to kind of like have humor, and to not blame other people for your circumstances in life, and to just kind of take it easy and not take things too seriously at the moment, you know. So I'm going to set this aside and keep developing this in a minute. You'll see that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this initial spread for you. And so we don't waste any time, I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up. So I'll see you on the other side. Here we go. Okay, I have laid out your cards of clarifiers in this first section, and it's looking really great. It definitely ties into the drawing for sure. I mean, you have a lot of references to the sun here for sure. But we'll start over here and we'll move through and I'll tell you what's going on, right? So, I mean, here you literally, it's the Eight of Pentacles, but you literally have like a symbol of the sun here. which is cool. The Eight of Pentacles is all about somebody who is a master, who creates quality. They've created something of quality. And it looks like you're finishing up some projects because you've got the World here. What's interesting though is that you have a lot of protectors around you, and I'll tell you why. Like for right here, you have the Lion and you have the cow, and the lion is actually Sekhmet, and Hathor is the counterpart, which is the cow head, right, in Egyptian mythology, and they're both associated with Ra, the sun god. Sometimes people refer to Ra as being Sekhmet or being Hathor. Yeah, so, and that's interestingly enough sitting right over this Wheel of Fortune where you have the same thing. You have a lion and you also have a cow. So, and you've got the same repeat here of the structure. And both of these are really excellent, good luck cards. Even that even looks Egyptian right there with that pharaoh headdress, right? So yeah, again, I knew coming into this that there was a really strong Egyptian tie-in with Ra. So, okay. Yeah, so, okay. So here it's showing me that you've had a ton of strength, and there's the lion again, reinforcing that. But, you know, this is strength. This is about having courage to move forward with what you're doing. You're very confident in who you are, and your confidence is actually really lovely. And it's allowed you to finish some of these stuff up. And here you have more protection, and here's the sun, right, coming up here. And this is temperance, which, you know, is about, she's balanced, she's pouring cups into the water, and with one foot in the water, one on the land. And this card to me always represents getting things in balance, you know, balancing your life just right. It's a major arcana card, so this has been very important to getting to where you are. Also, it also, because she has angel wings, this always reminds me of having special protection, like from archangels or, you know, your angelic realm ancestors and things like that, right? And that's laying over the Nine of Cups, which is here too. So when I get two cards, especially in this initial spread, the repeats and everything, that's really important. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. I mean, Nine of Cups is like abundance, great health, success, pleasure, reward, and that is what the sun represents, the sun shining down. And then it's clarified also by the karma card or judgment here. So it's almost like you found your calling. You know who you are. You have discovered something about yourself that's really solid. You love it. You know, it's bringing you great rewards, a very deep emotional fulfillment. It's very much protected. You've done a great job. Here you've got the King of Swords, and look, there's a lioness there. Can you believe it? So you've got a lot of lion references here, a lot of protection from Sekhmet. So you might have a platform here because I'm seeing, yeah, so this is like a, where was that? Oh, yeah, and the star down here. So, okay, so the Page of Swords represents, it could be like people watching you. You might have a platform online. A lot of people are looking up to you as being like an example. It's also about new ideas, about being curious and bright. And I think because it's over the Fool here, which is about going out on a new adventure and trusting, it's like whatever you're doing, you're sharing with the public perhaps, but you're also very excited about it. I'm getting a lot of good, excited energy. And I can see that, you know, because you have the Four of Cups here, which can be about apathy or depression, but you're clarified with the Six of Swords, which is about moving away. You're moving away from anything that doesn't make you happy. You're, you know, in that song by Sheryl Crow, she says, every time I feel lame, I'm looking up, because she's looking up at the sun. This is what you need to do, is just keep looking up. This is what you've been doing. And this is really amazing. This is like, every time something tries to bring you down, you're like, I'm not going that route. We're going to go where it makes me happy, because you've learned that if you get what you focus on. So if you focus on the sun, you focus upward, which actually in feng shui is actually good for physiology as well. That's why you put things high up on the walls and stuff, so that you can look up, because when you look up, it actually makes you feel better in your physiology. It actually creates a chemical change in your body. So looking up has a lot of good, there are a lot of good references here, and a lot of good reasons for doing it. And you're doing it quickly. You know, it's right next to this Eight of Wands, which is really fast action. So this is really inspiring you to move forward, and you're the star. And, you know, the sun is a star. It literally is a star. So, So yeah, I think you might be getting some notoriety or getting recognized for your quality work, something that you've created that's rather beautiful. And I'm getting a lot of creative energy, so it might be in the creative fields. But look at this. You've got, this is like fulfillment here, feeling wanted, feeling appreciated, the Four of Wands here. Sometimes this card indicates marriage, so there could be a chance that there's like a relationship coming in. We'll see what the other cards say. But I would say this is more about just like finding real balance with your relationships, your family, just having fun. And you've got the Three of Cups here too, which is telling me the same thing. This is about having fun with friends and family, feeling really welcomed, and that's a wonderful thing. You've taken the time to get a new perspective on who your real friends are and what makes you really happy. You've taken the time to sacrifice or give up those things that really don't bring you the happiness that you want. You move away from it, right? And then again, this is about going out on to a new adventure, like trusting the universe, because the universe has delivered. Look, the sun is coming down, and there are beams of light from the sun coming down onto this fool. He's just, in this case, the fool represents like somebody who is just being trusting and moving forward with his little dog and everything. So lots of references of the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the next deck, the Oracle, and just see what it has to say. But so far, this is looking really nice. It looks like you're onto something great. And you have very beautifully completed some things that needed to be completed, and you're moving in the right direction for sure. So good for you. Good for you. That's taken a lot of courage and balance. Just being really clear on what makes you happy and what doesn't, really knowing yourself, trusting the universe. That's excellent. Okay, what do we need to know? 3 cards. What do we need to know, please? Is it this? No, it's this one. Okay. This is a newer deck. It's a little sticky. Okay, yeah, balance. It's right over the Temperance card, which is balance. All right, another one, please. I'll list all these decks below so that you can get the decks if you like them, or just, just to show appreciation to the creators of these beautiful decks that I use all the time. And also keep in mind, we need one more. Keep in mind that this is not a personal read. This is a read for a collective of people who are watching at different times. So if you're here and you've been drawn to this reading, then there's probably something for you in here. But if there occasionally is something that comes up that doesn't sound right to you, don't try to force fit it, okay? It's always good to keep a good, healthy, common sense distance from any kind of read that you receive. And always, confer and, go back inside of yourself and confer with yourself and with your guides and everything. Okay, one more. Okay. Okay, so we have balance and angels, which to me, they're laying over the Temperance card, which I said before is like balancing your life really well, but also getting angelic protection. And the stones, there's a shaman stone. I guess that would be more like whatever this black stone is, I'm not sure. So these are stones that you might want to work with. This is selenite and angelite. So selenite is a white stone. The one that's here in the middle. Let me see if I've got an example of selenite here. I don't see one. But yeah, so selenite's good for cleansing anything. You can keep it by your bed. You can cleanse other stones with it. You can cleanse energies off of objects. I found it to be really useful for that. It's just, and when I hold it, it makes me feel better. I just feel better. And then angelite, which is, it's a light blue stone, very beautiful, but tying back into the angels again. And then we have emotions. So this is how you know if something's good for you or not, because you feel it in your emotions and in your body. You can feel if someone is like good for you or not good for you, if a situation's good or not. So you might be practicing your intuition, your intuitive hits on things. You might be practicing how to discern better. And that's right over this card here where I was talking about discerning who your friends and your enemies are, or anybody in between, who they are to you and how you want to deal with that. So just trust your emotions, trust the universe, trust that you will know what to do when the time comes and taking the proper steps to go forward. Yeah. Let's see what your obstacles are. I just want to see that real fast. What are the obstacles for this collective, please? Obstacles. The other song that's been coming through is by Tanache, and it's just blasting through my head right at the moment. It's called Lucid Dreaming. You might want to look that up. And she says, she's singing about how this is my life, and I'm going to live it the way I want to live it. So there's some tie-in there. It's just blasting through my head right now. Okay. What are the obstacles, please, for this collective? Okay, another one, please. Obstacles. And then one more. Obstacles. What are the obstacles? The challenges. And there's the sun reference again there. Yep. Okay. Okay, it might be that you actually are looking for a mate, like, because marriage was coming up here. And you've got the Lovers here and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is also a marriage card, but it means other things as well. I just feel like you're kind of coming up against, like, finding just the right mate for you. I mean, you might feel like you have found the right person, but maybe they're not ready. I don't know. But I feel like you're trying to dig deeper for knowledge. But see, knowledge comes from sun. That's why when I think about the sun, when I'm drawing it, I keep seeing it pixelated or kind of in a mosaic way, right? And it's almost like downloads of information that come in. And so I would say that you're waiting for information on this, but both of these are night cards. The one in the center, though, is lit up by the sun. So it might be that you're not going outside enough, or that just standing in the sun and letting the sun come into your eyes, you know, that's going to somehow give you some information that you need. This is just what I'm getting right now. This is what I'm hearing. So and I feel like you've had to defend yourself, or maybe sometimes you have a hard time defending yourself against something or someone, and it just feels like you're constantly having to take the high road and stand up for yourself on things. And you know, we just do have to do that, especially when we have good things happen for us. Sometimes we can't really, you know, like, tell everybody about all of it all the time, because there are haters, and you might be coming up against some haters. But just keep going anyway, because you're on the right path for sure. Yeah, this Hierophant card, though, it's almost like you're wanting to know who to trust again. Like, you're not sure who to look up to, like a mentor. You're maybe looking for someone has more morals or ethics. Maybe someone who's spiritual like you are. That just came up, so maybe you are spiritual. Yeah, and I think the real goal here, you're just finding maybe a hard, like, the struggle with either a current relationship you're in, or looking for the right relationship for you that the sun shines upon. But don't worry, that will come. It looks like definitely, you know, some sort of marriage is in your future, or a committed relationship. Just keep taking the high road, even if it's hard. These are the challenges of life. So, and because this is at nighttime here, I would say too that it might be that, you know, you find when you are getting attacked, it might be at night, or it might be when people are trying to do this in the dark or something like that. And like, not really show, you know, some people, like, the term I keep hearing is throwing a rock and hiding their hand. So someone throwing a rock at you, or throwing an insult, or hurling something at you, and then hiding their hand as if they didn't do it, so you don't really know who did it. You know, I've had a lot of people do that kind of stuff with me. But the thing is when you're a really spiritual person, you have a lot of protection, and you find out who they are. You do. It always comes to light. The sun will shine upon this. It's interesting because even though this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're here, it's right for you. We are coming upon a solar eclipse very soon, in a few days, when this reading is being made. So, you know, and that means eclipsing out the sun. And that might be a good time for you to go meditate or something like that when the sun is not being shown. So there's something significant about that solar eclipse. I'm gonna get another deck here, and I want to see what your solutions are, what the best thing is you can do for best results. Even though it looks like you're doing everything you need to be doing, walking away from what makes you sad, moving towards what makes you happy, appreciating yourself, you know, putting your stuff out there, trusting the universe, all of that stuff is great stuff. So let's see what the solutions are, the best things you can do for best results. Keep in mind, too, that he, she, they are interchangeable in my reads. Just insert the pronoun that works for you. Okay, another one, please, on solutions, the best things collective can do for best results. Seems to be a lot of moon references, too. The sun and the moon. Sun and the moon. Okay, another one, please, solutions for best results. All right. Okay, we have Adaz, Iris, and Amelie. So Adaz is she who resists, but this is also about being fearless, and it's laying over the see this card here, strength, way down there. Yeah, so understand that, you know, in getting away from people or situations that make you unhappy, you're justified in doing that. You know, this is a card about being justified and resisting anything that is going to tear you down or bring you down in any way. And people who try to sabotage things that are unhealthy, getting away from unhealthy habits, and moving through life fearlessly, which is also this card here. So this is fearlessly just trusting and honoring the universe. Keep moving. The sun will light your way. So. And this is Iris, she who changes. So this is about transformation. There's like this sort of like, see this sort of cobra thing on her arm. This is again another Egyptian reference to me, right? And then, so, you know, you might need to make some adjustments here and there, but when the sun shines on you and everything, you're able to see clearly, because that's what the sun card is really about, is about material happiness, a joyous outcome. It's about having great success, good health, prosperity, and clarity. It's about getting clear on certain things. Yeah, so as things are disclosed to you, as you're seeing the truth of who are your allies and who are not your allies, what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, then you find your way, right? And then we have Amelie, she who questions. So this is about being curious, which again ties into the Fool card, I would say. So be curious and play and lighten up, like in the song that she says, I'm going to tell everyone to lighten up. And, you know, the song Golden, Living My Life Like It's Golden, the one by Jill Scott, that's just you know, cherish every moment, play and have fun, go out and play in the sun, find out what life is about on a deeper level for you. And I think what's going to happen when you do that is that you're going to actually come across that mate that you're looking for, and they're going to be on the same vibe as you, and you're going to find that you have a beautiful, you know, partner in the sunshine. It's going to be blessed, right? Now let's see what your ancestors have to say to you. Let's see, what do the ancestors have to say to this collective, please? What do you have to say? Okay. Another one, please, ancestors. This collective, what do they have to say? Another one, please. All right, this is great. All right, so we have spring, we have truth, and we have two spirits. So when this is reading is being created, even though it's a timeless reading, it is actually springtime right now. So spring is about new beginnings, and you can see the sun right here. Yeah, and this is about new things blossoming and coming forth. So now that you have completed some of these, you know, cycles and everything, and you're moving into your happiness and all of that, it's a new time for new adventures and things like that. And then we have turtle, which is about truth. So slow and steady wins the race. In this case, a turtle, when I think of that, it's always about like taking the time to do things right, which is here with the Eight of Pentacles. That's a master. That's, you know, this is someone who has been dedicated and has worked very hard and to create what they have. It's something very high quality. Yeah. So, you know, just keep moving in your truth and you'll be just fine. And then your ancestors are talking about two-spirit. So sometimes two-spirit can be, you know, it can indicate LGBTQ plus kind of things. So that might be the case for you or someone that you know. And it says balance, which we were talking about with temperance, which came up a few times, which is all about balancing your life. So I feel like your ancestors are really proud of you, that they are really like, feel like you're moving in the right direction. And they said, take your time to have fun and do the things that you want. You know, the sun is shining on you. It's just a reinforcement of what we've already said. So with that, I'm going to pull two cards from this oracle, and then we're just going to get one final card and wrap this up. So two cards, please, for this collective. Anything else they need to know? Any advice? Any advice? Anything they need to know? Ooh. That's a dragon. That's awesome. We are in the year of the dragon, aren't we? In the Chinese horoscope. Yeah. Another one, please. Yeah, this is going to be a good luck year for you. Okay. So, magic and perseverance. It says, magic says, your being is a conduit for the sacred forces of magic, and limitless opportunities await you. You are a mighty architect of your own reality. Open the flow of your inner magic and manifest miracles. Wow. This is great. This is your year. Yeah. You're a mighty architect of your own reality. So dream big. This is great. You have the support of the gods. You have the support of the sun. Yeah. Perseverance. It says the path may be challenging and obstacles may arise. Do not let setbacks discourage you. Perseverance will strengthen your character and help you overcome any obstacle, which we talked about before, is just keep going, because under your obstacles, it was talking about, yeah, here was the Seven of Wands, remember? So we had this, I'm just going to pull it out. But the Seven of Wands here, as I bend up all my cards. Yeah, so that's what this is referring to, this perseverance. Aren't these beautiful cards? Yeah, just keep standing up for yourself and what you believe in. It's saying you're doing the right thing there. And don't let any of those setbacks discourage you, just like with the Four of Cups here. Don't let this, any kind of depression. I mean, we all have our bad days, right? Or bad moments. But if you bounce back, you know, maybe you just need to go outside and get in the sun or something like that. Or just remember who you are. You know, they're going to get through this just fine. So I'm going to pull one final card, and I decided I'm going to use Isis because we have so much Egyptian reference in here. So what does Isis need to tell us? What do you need to tell us, please? What does the collective need to know? Just one card, Isis. One card. All right, so this is the image. And it says Key of Life. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Wow. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction. You have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. Let it happen. That's exactly everything we already talked about, right? Like exactly. And what occurred to me when I was reading this too is that there's the potential for you maybe to have a baby too. Now the baby also could represent like this new project we're talking about, but it's possible that new life being born could represent like a new child. So, and the sun represents children as well in the tarot. So it could be something like that. Yeah, wow, wonderful. Look at that, just gorgeous. Anyway, I'm so happy for you. This is just really, really moving in the right direction with power. And you've got the unseen worlds behind you. This is just awesome. So good for you. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and viewing this. And I really appreciate it when you like and subscribe to the video. To subscribe, you got to do the bell with a little ding on either side, so you can get, you can see every time I do post. And yeah, so thank you so much. And I appreciate comments. I read your comments. And and I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And until I see you next time, take care. Bye-bye.